The days of ancient Greece and Rome, when the word citizen was a title of honor, we have often seen more emphasis put on the rights of citizenship than on its responsibilities. This quote by Robert Kennedy shows a trend that is occurring in our society today. It seems as though Americans are more me, instead of we. This is a mindset that only the American people can change. Hello, judges, special guests, and my fellow contestants. My name is Ryan Repack, and I'm here to tell you what are our most important responsibilities as citizens. To me, the word responsible means to take care of yourself, your belongings, and to take care of others' needs. This translates to citizenship by involving yourself in our government. How can a citizen participate in our government? Citizens can participate by voting in elections, paying taxes to keep our country running, obeying the laws, serving in the military, and supporting the Constitution. In addition, one can run for office. These are all obvious responsibilities of a good citizen. But the real challenge is to go above and beyond what is obvious. Eli Pariser, an internet activist, said, to be a good citizen, you have to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes and see the big picture. If everything you see is rooted into your own identity, this becomes difficult or impossible. I believe that in our country, we need to see other people's viewpoints and not be closed-minded. We as Americans need to ensure that everyone's voice is heard, whether we agree with it or not. This was the true goal of our founding fathers, and it is protected under the First Amendment. This is the true responsibility of an American citizen. The Greek philosopher Aristotle said it best: "The whole is greater than the sum of its parts." I believe that this was the goal of our forefathers. All Americans should be able to achieve their dreams, and it is our responsibility to help each other. Thank you.
For centuries, our country has been built on three concepts: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. One of these gives us the power to freely speak our minds, practice different religions, and so much more. Liberty holds a massive amount of meaning and value, but with that comes many different perceptions of its true definition. Welcome judges, teachers, parents, and fellow contestants. My name is Sarah Beth Smith, and since every viewpoint is never the same, even by the slightest bit, I will expose to you the meaning of liberty through my own perspective. By basic definition, liberty is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by the authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. We can all agree that liberty is the result of the protection of our basic rights we're given under the Constitution. To me, however, liberty is more than just that. Liberty is the reason why many, if not all of us, wake up in the morning with the intentions of going on with the day. Liberty is the reason why we are not powerless beings living under tyrants. Liberty is the reason why we all have the opportunity to live successful, happy lives. A life without liberty is a life I don't think would be worth living. Now, I would like everyone to close their eyes and imagine themselves standing outside in an alternate world that is just like the reality you know so well. But the realization hits you that this world is even worse than what you expected. As you roam the streets, you become witness to severe racism, sexism, harassment, and utter discrimination. To your right, you stand in horror as you watch a group of innocent petitioners being beaten and rounded up by the police. You run up to the nearest officer and ask what was going on, to only be responded with, "They don't believe how our society does. Therefore, it's our job to eradicate rebels like them." Your whole body tenses in fury and you decide to speak up. But there's something stopping you. It's as if an invisible ball and chain is holding onto your vocal cords for dear life. Is this fear? No. It can't be. You open your mouth to put this nightmare to an end, but nothing is heard. In the depths of the shadows, a voice speaks. "You are my slave, in a world of silence. Open your eyes. That was a world without liberty. I know you may think that the scenario I just described is a bit unrealistic or far-fetched, but when you think about it, many countries are run in such a corrupted way like this. Based on a report from the World Atlas, many nations like North Korea, Iran, Cuba, Sudan, Afghanistan, and Venezuela give their citizens little to no freedom. The people are starving to death from chronic food shortages and suffering from outbreaks of diseases due to dismal public health. These same people have most likely been put into prison camps or experienced things like human trafficking and torture in attempting fleeing the country. The worst part, though, is that they aren't able to express their troubles for the society they live in without serious consequences. Considering the unfortunate states that these nations are in should make us appreciate our system of government even more. Although we use so many of our rights every single day without even taking notice of them, do we actually stop to realize how valuable they really are? We didn't just have liberty handed down to us without a cost. As of February 2017, about 2.1 million people are currently sacrificing their lives to fight for the freedoms that most of us take for granted. How do you think they would feel knowing what some of our fellow Americans do to use and abuse our rights? Even Ronald Reagan once said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same." What you should take away from this is that as citizens of the United States of America, the least we can do for our country is to defend the privilege of the liberties we possess. Because without liberty, I wouldn't be standing up here today, voicing my opinion, nor would you all have the ability to agree or disagree with me. Without liberty, we'd all be the same blank slate of nothing. Thank you.
Good morning, fellow contestants, audience members, and judges. My name is Esther Hernandez, and the topic I've selected is, what are the most important responsibilities citizens have to our country? Right now, in our life, our main responsibility is getting a good education. As American citizens, it is our responsibility to create a system for all kids, no matter the social class, to know how to do remarkable things in the world. As future patriots, we must learn about America's history, democracy, and how to respect each other's opinions. We must learn about the community and how to take care of others in need. As students in this community, we need to understand our role as citizens in tomorrow's culture. First, I would like to discuss the responsibility of learning about our history and how to respect the opinions of others. Well, history not only teaches about wars, treaties, flags, names, and dates, we also learn about America's many different religions and cultures. This helps us understand and respect people and their differences so we can work together. I especially appreciate how one brave woman, Rosa Parks, no longer felt she deserved to sit in the back of the bus. Once students learn to understand and respect such actions, they can respect diversity in opinions, ideas, social classes, and culture. Second, understanding our history prepares us to serve our community in various ways. I'd like to give you a personal example of how my grandfather's education was responsible for affecting my life and our community. He's retired from Luke Air Force Base, where he spent 25 years as an engineer creating U.S. Air Force simulators that future fighter pilots trained with. What prepared him to take that role in our community? That's right, education. This military protects us to keep us safe from others who want to challenge our way of life. My father went to law school in order to protect the rights of citizens. My mother got her degree so she can help college students discover their strengths in order to lead productive lives. Now that is the magic of education. Finally, here's where we could put the puzzle pieces together. Understanding our responsibility to the community and the benefits of community service, and understanding our responsibility for understanding our history creates a better America. It's how each of us can become a patriot. Just imagine how our world can change if students like everyone here, or young people in other cultures, were given the opportunity to learn these things. I think the world would be a better place. Thank you.
Eleanor Roosevelt once said that freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. For the person who is unwilling to grow up, the person who does not want to carry his own weight, this is a frightening prospect. Everybody, look to your left. Now look to your right. We are the future of the United States of America, and together we can make a huge difference in the world. Good afternoon, judges, guests, and fellow contestants. My name is Frank Beard. What does every citizen in America need to do? Every citizen in America must work towards unity because the division that currently exists has led to many problems. Some of the issues we are having with other countries include war, trade disagreements, racial injustice, and just outright broken relationships. There is a battle within our borders, such as Democrats and Republicans not working as a team in Congress, and everyday citizens getting violent and intolerant while debating with each other. There are people kneeling during our national anthem, violent protests occurring, unnecessary gun violence, and other actions taking place to try and divide our nation more and more. Every citizen in America needs to learn to work together regardless of one's religious affiliations, skin color, gender, personality, or any other God-given human aspects of a person. We cannot have preconceived judgments or profiling based on a person's education level, background, or anything else. It is okay to have disagreements. However, we must unite to come up with diplomatic solutions for our problems. Most people in America ask, what will our country do for us? But as John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. You can work hard to be a part of the unity solution and not the divider. Division leads to internal war, drug problems, broken families, bullying, violence, and ruined communities. It leads to a negative environment and encourages violence of many types and causes our neighborhoods to be unsafe or at a minimum, unfriendly. This discredits our country, which is well respected by the whole world, or at least it used to be. The direction we are currently going is not leading to a good place, but with you and me, us together, we can change course. Many people have immigrated to our great country in pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. I too have roots from many different parts of the world, mainly the Philippines, Russia, Germany, Ireland, and I'm even a registered Native American Indian and was born in Italy. Many of you also have roots from many different parts of the world, and that is what makes our country diverse and magnificent. This is the land of the American dream, which is slowly fading away. I challenge each and every citizen of America to stand up for what you believe in, for the improvement of our nation, but do it in a peaceful and friendly way. History tells us that people don't often realize what is really important in life until they face death. Do we really need to go through that much pain before we make changes in our life? I leave you with a few encouraging thoughts. Don't hate, don't hate, don't hate, but instead live more, love more, serve more, give more, and appreciate life more. Let us unite in peace and love so that together we can again have the greatest country in the world.